LGD's turn to ban. Radiant team ban.
Radiant team ban.
Hello everybody, welcome back to more of the MarsTV Dota League. We are back in the upper bracket. Semi-final matchup, LGD going against OG. Here, we're about to jump into game number 2. Game number 1,
10 seconds
a little bit of
remaining.
landslide. Don't want to harp on the man too
5
much,
seconds
but
remaining.
RTK, definitely a hard one.
Yes. Hard game, hard start. I think they may even look to like secure his hero earlier on in the draft.
Will they get the Darkseer? We can find out now.
Right.
Let's check out that draft and see if OG were cruel and banned it, or if they allowed them to pick it up. They banned it. They're jerks. Okay, well.
Not happening. Do you pick Tide first two? That's his other hero he's done well on, I feel, but it's not like a first two.
But he's
First
the
two pick.
drafter. And I guess the code is drafters usually reserve their pick for themselves.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Drafters actually typically pick their hero later on, like 3rd, 4th, or 5th, unless there's like an obvious, like, top tier OP hero left early on in the pool. But LGD stick with their same bans, Wisp as well as Invoker. The Venge, the new ban this game, as LGD have 2nd pick. I'm not sure who had first pick game 1. Was it?
Game 1 was... It was hard because we came in like, a couple picks, but
Yeah,
I don't think it was...
typical
I think it was LGD because OG got, what, Faceless Void plus something.
Yeah, they can pick they first pick Void and then 2nd pick Airplay. That's right, yeah.
Oh,
gee.
All right, the Earth Spirit here. I mean, it always seems to work out more often that they get a hold of Earth Spirit because they have that advantage where you have to ban the Wisp. So with already priority on one Wisp being taken out, they can always manipulate the first pick to creep in a hero like this. And Crit God probably going to be playing.
I'm really curious if with the
remaining.
Wisp in general, like, is this hero actually
Worse?
that strong
5
right now?
seconds
Because
remaining.
teams are just banning it up because they're not sure how good it is. Like LGD for the Chinese teams especially.
Reserve time.
Again, a lot goes back to like what happened in the past TI3 era where the Chinese teams didn't know how to play Wisp and they just kept losing because they had to ban it or they just lost to teams like Alliance who would play Wisp. So it feels like to me, my impression of the Wisp ban is that LG don't consider it like a tier 1 pick or ban, but they're just worried because it's an X factor that they haven't versed because they don't the teams they scrim, Vici, the other Chinese teams, eHome, whoever they may be, don't Wisp, so they don't verse very often. Are comfortable against it. They just say, screw it, we don't want to verse it, ban it. It's kind of throwaway ban in some ways because they don't actually necessarily consider it a top pick, but they just don't want to have to deal with the potential of it.
And if it was like any other team, I'd be like, well, maybe you could just throw it back their way and they might be rusty with it, and you can kind of get the leverage at that point. But this is OG here. This is crit, no tail, best whips in the game, so not even looking to take the risk. So. But they are going to be able to get a strong 1-2 punch for themselves. The Faceless Void and the Witch Doctor. And Faceless Void is really nice against something like Earth Spirit, who typically rolls in, tries to get the party started, and you get a good counter, Chronos are out, and the Magnetize is not going to be living up to a whole lot of extra. Now later in the game, let's say if Earth Spirit's able to get an Agnum Scepter, he can also counter back towards the Void very nicely, but I would sure LGD anticipate closing the game out before it's to that kind of a point. OG, the follow-up grab, the Death Prophet.
Yeah.
10 seconds
Picking up a
remaining.
mid early on and revealing what their mid's going to be. It's not like you can say, oh, they got Death Prophet, let's
5
count with
seconds
such and such
remaining.
hero mid. There's no heroes that outright crush Death Prophet mid. There's some which do better than others, but
Reserve time.
I think they're just confident that they can play around the Death Prophet and use it well. They're kind of versatile with the pick because they can have No-Tail or Miracle play the hero.
Yeah.
So, and they know Death Prophet's going to have a better laning stage because you've got an Earth Spirit who's a roaming hero who has kill potential, and like you hit a rolling boulder, you then have the Spirit Siphon, Grip Swarm, you can pose a kill threat. Yeah.
Boom, boom. Yeah, there's no getting away.
So you've got a good support / roaming hero to protect the Death Prophet and set up kills for her.
The nice thing for LGD is they get this kind of information ahead of time, so they have a full 3 picks to work around to try to prevent that from happening too much. Witch Doctor's not going to be one to quickly prevent any sort of hefty initiation like that, but now with OD taken out, they've already banned out the Invoker themselves. You're leaving a couple of options like your Vipers, again to the possible Lina grab. We'll have to see.
No more
what
Zeus Voids again, same as last game where
Yeah,
you
see
keep
what
a
I'm
Void.
talking
We
about, man?
ain't
These
giving you the
guys,
Zeus.
hidden partners in crime. I'm telling you, you
Yeah.
get the Void, you gotta ban the Zeus in second phase.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining.
I wouldn't mind seeing it together. Just to
I
see
wonder
what
if,
makes it so
first two
good.
pick, like the LGD could have gone
5
Zeus plus
seconds
Void first
remaining.
two, but it reveals a lot of your overall strategy and draft. But if the
Reserve
two heroes are
time.
that good together, does it matter that you revealed that much?
You know, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I did see, I believe, Newbie pull out, and I believe it was the grand final of the China qualifier when they did get a Void, was going back to the old Void Skywrath combo. Chuan played it, lots of aggression on the mid lane, someone like Death Prophet great at zoning, and you certainly need to have silence for Earth Spirit. You need to have a way to contain it. You know, in the secret matchup, they had no way to stop Weehaw. I believe in that particular game, they only had like a Vengeful Stun to work, but you can never get enough ways to lock down the Earth Spirit from being able to achieve his whole, choreographed dance.
Whoa.
Okay,
LGD
Broodmother
turn to
ban.
pick.
She's back, or at least back to being banned.
I mean, was anyone going to consider really picking it? Like, it's just like,
Uh,
they were like, that means to me,
I
it's
don't
like,
know.
we're getting something that would be an obvious, countered by Brood.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
the carry they want to pick, is not gonna have fun with Brood.
That's, so what carry don't have fun against Brood that maybe we might be in store for? That is so, that's just so funny.
Anti-mage? I mean, I don't think
10
an anti-mage with
seconds
Void.
remaining.
Morphling does so.
5
I
I
guess
guess
seconds
I think
remaining.
it was more like a kind of half throwaway. It's not. I mean, it's never an entire throwaway. You are worried about the fact that Moon as well as No-Tail both play the hero.
That's
Okay, so
true.
Terrorblade. I mean,
Radiant
Terrorblade
team
does
pick.
nothing against Brood. And Metamorph has kill potential, but rely on your supports to lock Brood down, provide the vision you need.
Okay, okay.
But they're gonna stick with the Terrorblade, saying that didn't work in game one, but they first two picks, so they obviously value this hero very highly.
Yeah, Terrorblade slash Morphling would have been both very top candidates for this kind of position here, and I know Sylar plays both of them, but lately he's been playing a lot of Terrorblades
10
because he's
seconds
warmed up with
remaining.
that and moved forward with it. Wasn't really able to get a lot done in the last game, but
5
that's only because they
seconds
really
remaining.
have that very difficult start here. But, you know, with the Void now, I imagine RTK
Reserve
should have a
time.
much safer experience. Well, now we look back the way of OG here, and we got to start, considering maybe the Moon hero, and secondary support for Fly. Fly's been playing a lot of Oracle. I don't think Oracle is really any sort of direct counter situation in this case. It's always nice to have the handy dandy save. Vengeful Spirit has been banned, and well, no Oracle, but someone else who fits the profile also provides the extra armor. Dazzle. Gonna get grabbed up now.
And can take away some of that huge armor that the Terrorblade has as well. Normally he's very
yeah.
resistant to physical damage because of all his agility and base armor.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to pick some... It's quite likely they are picking a physical ditch, safe lane carry, Juggernaut type hero, just to benefit from the dazzle.
10 seconds
Also, like,
remaining.
whenever you have a hero like Death Prop, you want to make sure you get the most out of the X's, and you want to be able to keep her alive. In the past, those heroes like Tusk being played, but Tusk is kind of fallen off a little bit, so Dazzle... Yes, we still see a hero there.
So they go for the Lina, as what looks like it could still be a support Lina. I don't like the setup between a Lina and a Witch Doctor really together personally, but if it is the Lina, Lina against the Death Prophet mid lane, offers a good spicy matchup right here, and the Moonshaker going to be coming out for OG here. So great way to force Terrorblade and Faceless Void to kind of have to work around his Leisure of the Fissure, and Terrorblade with his potential illusions, maybe a mass push could lead to a hefty Echo Slam situation here.
10
Great team
seconds
fight though,
remaining.
lots of magical damage coming out here, and Terrorblade not
5
typically a
seconds
BKB
remaining.
candidate kind of a hero, so this is a lot of damage potential. Terrorblade
Reserve
could be
time.
pretty damn frail if not careful.
And just get that extra next level
Radiant
of stuns
team
and
back.
lockdown to make sure Void may not be able to get off a time walk if you try and gank him. Because Earth alone, you've got Sun Silence, but if Void gets tanky enough, you may need a bit more lockdown, and Shaker can provide that. Gives you a great initiator as well to go with the Earth Spirit.
And we don't get to have the
10
nice
seconds remaining.
lore rivalry with the ban on the AM. AM versus Terrorblade.
5
What are they,
seconds
cousins? Is
remaining.
that what it is, right? Brothers?
Or if you go back, are they just cousins in Dota 2, or is that just the
I
I
Warcraft
know they're
3
like
lore?
related.
Yeah.
I feel terrible.
Not in Dota 2, Warcraft, yeah.
I'm talking about Dota 1
LGD's
lore where it
turn
really
to
matters. They're brothers. That's where it really matters. Dota lore.
The good brother and the bad brother.
Yeah. That's what I want to see, but Not this time, unfortunately.
Illidan and
Stands ready.
Yeah, both from Illidan.
Radiant team.
Sven, the fifth and final grab up here.
Whoa.
Support Sven.
Sportsman.
They've done
yeah.
it before. Was it MMY?
It was Starlighter against EG and it failed miserably.
So,
let's see,
well,
let's see.
it feels like
Round two.
the PPD logic of it really likes to get the Sven against like the Death Prophet. You have the Hefty Burst, and you have the utility to add the extra armor for your team where you might have been lacking it otherwise for someone like a Terrorblade and
10
stuff. So,
seconds remaining.
yeah, I don't see it work out too often
5
here, but
seconds remaining.
LGD thinking game number 2, this is the right place and the right time. We'll see how OG look to respond here. We need the,
Reserve time.
well, I anticipate being possibly the miracle hero if it is going to be No-Tail who plays this Death Prophet. Farm intensive, has to deal with Terrorblade, some additional lockdown Chronosphere.
And Jug gets less appealing when you see the Sven. Sven because of the Warcry, you've got Terrorblade with high base armor. Even though Dazzle can look to counteract that, I don't think the hero is as appealing, although it is kind of like the natural safe lane, kind of second core to go with Death Prophet. Morphling, maybe they go Morphling. I mean, we've seen Morphling just, first it was EG, then it was Secret, like all these teams like, hey, Morphling's pretty good, let's play Morphling. And I think Morphling's actually amazing here, but it's just whether or not either Miracle or No-Tails feels confident on the hero, because that to me seems a better option than the Juggernaut.
Nicely done. That is.
Morphling. It's a really good pick here, and Miracle's going to play. Miracle, happy to play that kind of one position.
Miracle knows
Flash
how to
hero.
farm.
Yep. He knows how to kill heroes. He's like, okay, No-Tail, you got to feed off RTK last game. I want some of that. Let me go lane against RTK.
There can't be any. I mean, it's Faceless Void. I mean, come on. He's got Time Walk. Can't die. And if he does, at least he can just get the Iron Talon and move in the jungle. So, I imagine ROTK will have a much smoother experience, I'm anticipating, in game number 2. We'll see if I'm going to be eating my own words or not. I'm hoping for a good, tight fight. This should be a good one, folks. You're tuning in game number 2 of OG versus LGD in the winner bracket semifinal matchup. Winner moves on. Loser is going to get bumped down the lower bracket to battle it out through another best of 3 to stay alive here. Already early moon. As you can see, the Witch Doctor playing a nice deep ward, while mid lane, Radiant get a good mid lane ward. That's to the
Both
benefit
supports,
of the
yeah.
Earth Spirit now, so we can maybe find some early mid game pressure.
Yeah, support's really prioritizing that early TP mid to get that award on the other side of the river and scout out some early rotations. This ward more kind of to see the rotations. The OG ward more to see the high ground at mid to help set up for kills.
Wait! I gotta change my hotkeys. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to change for game 1. That's what it was.
Wait! I'm gonna play with my hands now, not my feet.
I've turned my monitor on.
Wait, I've dropped my weapon. Looking to pick it up.
Yeah. I had some Aussie mates who I used to play with, and that was their favorite excuse / flame. It's like, people would, the flame would be like, oh, I'm not even playing with my monitor turned on. Let me turn it on. Those always their go-to.
My little brother
Yeah,
was
good bit of
playing for
banter.
me. Now I'm playing.
Yep. That's what like the excuse of doing bad. They do the monitor one when they were already owning and be like, oh, I'm going to turn my monitor. And like, you start losing.
Just wait till I try.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wait till I try. Just wait till I try, bro.
So, we'll see which one. It's the difficulty watch. He was just setting the difficulty up high for his teammates, maybe as well as Siler. It was a bit too high that game.
So now I want to go more with the sports Sven. I tried to watch as much as I could. Obviously, Starlighter was a bit of a crazy hour. You got a front row seat here. What is in store for us here? Is he very mobile? Is it like I got to get a couple levels, then I look to go on the move? What does he do?
So
he's got an Orb of Venom, so he's looking to at least hit some heroes.
Yeah, I saw the game where they did against EG and lost, and it did nothing. But it was following it. The backstory of that was they'd played it in the past before that and had success with it. So those were the games I didn't see or didn't have the ability to watch. So
you're hoping to see something different from Starlighter.
Yeah, and the idea is that you can be very aggressive. You can smoke gank the mid lane. You can pressure pretty hard. You can also bully the offlane. You've got this Orb of Venom, so you've got this pretty high kill potential. But it's not like it just doesn't seem a natural Orb of Venom buy because you only have like mana for one sound initially. You get like a Mango or Clarity you can set up, but it's not like a Spirit or a Bounty Hunter who's just like a amazing.
But see, like it's like if they wanted to get someone who could do like as much or hope to do as much as an Earth Spirit. They could have gotten like a Tusk, let's say, but they needed this Ven, and I imagine it was for the utility, for the extra armor. So you're gonna have to sacrifice some ganking potential for that utility.
And every time they picked it up in that support role, it's been because Warcry for the bonus armor has been very valuable based on the enemy having a hero like the Prophet or having a lot of physical damage. So stay humble and reduce ego.
Who belongs? That's Moon.
That's a new. I have not seen. He must have pulled out this effigy recently because I've not seen this seen this at all.
He must have found Jesus or something.
Ooh. I mean, he's a changed man. You know, a day older, a day wiser. This is his new birthday.
A day danker for that guy, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously, I'm sure he doesn't mean a single word on his effigy.
Yeah,
let's be really.
That's the other thing you gotta remember. Their poor team. If you've been following their Twitter, of course, a lot of people there unfortunately feel under the weather.
If Moon had his way, you wouldn't be casting right now, Dakota.
Oh yeah, right.
Ooh.
He'll take a job and then you'll really get your May fill. Want the May meander, as it goes.
No memes in casting. These players are memeing away. God will give me mad. It's like as meme-erific as it gets.
We don't want memes.
Superman, Walrus.
We're gonna go watch Bulldog now. I don't want to get any of that crud. I don't know who these. Yeah, ROTK. Yeah, apparently some sort of.
We don't understand the Chinese memes. That's the problem, you know. I love every time
licking the log.
After like the big LAN events, there's always like these translations on Reddit, like the reactions to like such and such events from S gamers or the Chinese community reaction to stuff, and the end result is like the Western community's like, oh, the Chinese love memes as much as we do. Like they just go memeing away.
Oh, you mean to tell me people enjoy humor?
Yeah.
Oh my god, how crazy is that?
Woo!
The problem is people don't even seem to understand the definition of what this meme thing is and what general jokes and humor are. Hell, I can't even say a pun anymore without people being like,
that triggered me, Dakota.
I'm sorry.
Careful.
Relax. Relax.
Death Prophet looking very elegant.
Yeah. Well, LAN issues, you know. This guy, he's getting nerfed.
Yeah, he's gone. Enjoy him while you can.
You know, it's just, I don't know. It's great now, and this was why I was encouraging his push into captain's mode. You know, so that pros would be forced into learn it. It's like, well, now we gotta learn it. We have a nuclear weapon out there. We gotta have technology to be able to use it to our benefit now. So everyone knows how to. You know, a lot of people now have that one player on the team that can play hero and utilize it. Now everyone needs to learn how to play against it. In the same sense that when Tusk was a big deal, you had your Tusk specialists who made it ridiculous, including this man here, Crit. Eventually, people learned it and then they understood how it works. I feel like the same thing will happen with Earth Spirit. I hope to God they don't consider jumping the gun on over-nerfing him and just taking him out of the extension. Yeah. This guy was on the sideline for 2 years. Yes, he's going to look amazing in the hands of Weehaw. Weehaw's a freaking specialist. He was fiending the hero before he was even anything in that mode. Yes, Jax is good with the hero. He's like the next best at Earth Spirit in the game. Aka's good because he's like the third best.
What about Fear? What about MMY?
It is
what
true.
about
Fear's been playing Dota. Fear's been playing Dota since the beginning of time. This guy, give him any hero, I'm sure he'll be good. He clearly plays any position good. He's a specialist at Dota in general.
Okay.
These guys are just good at the game. I'm always going to be Earth Spirit biased, but
so the big question is, does he get the Tusk treatment where he gets like some small nerfs and then he becomes situational? Does he get the Techies treatment where he gets beaten into the ground? No. You are no longer a hero. Goodbye. You're in the dumpster.
I mean, he has a lot of extra strength now, which I'm sure you can tweak those numbers a bit so he's a bit more frail. You have to second guess. Maybe the cooldown of Magnetize could be increased a bit. It seems to always be up all the time.
What else do you think is possible?
Maybe the range of how far you can roll boulder, either in or out. Maybe the speed could be tampered a bit.
Okay.
I really would never hope that they would consider a rework on a hero like a Phantom Lancer treatment because, you know.
How about we just do all of that? Let's nerf the rolling bowler range, nerf the cooldown, let's nerf everything. I agree, Dakota. Let's do all of that.
Little by little.
Done. Like he's out of the game.
It would be a darn shame to see this guy put into the ground when, you know.
Just you could be like the hipster who still plays Earth Spirit even though he's bad. You're like the guy in pub games who only plays Troll Warlord still, and everyone's like, who's this hero? Why are you playing Troll Warlord?
That's a thing? Yeah.
I don't know.
Troll Warlord. I mean, like, I'm more concerned that we don't get to see some of those old things, like the Troll and Sniper is also pretty much dead. Techies, as you said. dead and gone.
It's the cycle of life.
Yeah, I'm sure Ice Frog's big image in the big picture is I would love that all 100 and 1,000 heroes are viable and you could see them pop up anytime in any competitive game. That's the dream. That's the Dota dream, I would imagine.
I think I wonder how realistic it is that some heroes will always be more pub heroes, and because there's been buffs and nerfs based on pub games. Like some heroes, there's been some games. There've been some heroes who've been nerfed purely based on pub results, rather more so than competitive play results.
But well, you got to remember that is most of the gaming community.
Yeah.
Dota. That is the people who play the game. You can't make it so that only competitive players get to have the balanced game. You know, and then you go into pubs and everyone's like, "This is terrible."
I don't think that's a bad thing by any means.
It's hard to find a
take that
balance.
approach.
I'm sure.
Well, there's like you say, there's 100 and however many heroes. So what's the matter if you nerf a hero who's not that competitively viable because he's very strong in any kind of quote unquote ruins pub games? It's just hero. There's 100 and something other heroes. So
there's still also got to be a bit of room for experimentation with the heroes that are not being dusted off. Like the heroes that are now emerging as like these big OP gods. It's like you might need to kind of dig a bit deeper to find the yin to the yang, the one who can counter them out and take them down. And what I was like talking about before, like if you're gonna be seeing like Weehaw mid lane Earth Spirit, like why not like pull back a Doom off lane? Like Doom I know has been nerfed pretty hard, but he deletes Earth Spirit out of the game, and when your Earth Spirit's a core and your whole mid game, I mean it's gonna be tough times. So we'll see. That's the future of Dota. I'm trying my best to milk the time here, folks, with this ridiculous long pause, but we're not there on site to kind of keep you posted with exactly what's happening, but we can only hope that things will get resolved.
Where's this guy? We had Team
Kyle's
Wings.
dead as shit. You know, you're gonna be nerfing down Earth Spirit. Can you give this guy some more love? Just keep giving him more and more buffs till people are like, I guess we have to play him now.
And then suddenly it's like, holy shit, he's actually ridiculous.
Ice Frog's gonna be like, you know what? When you cast Chakra Magic, just it's off cooldown. Anything, ultimate, whatever. Just play the hero for God's sakes.
Just give it the Spirit Siphon treatment where you can get 3 charges of Chakra. You can save up charges for Chakra, so you can have 3 Chakras at once. Chakra 3 different heroes.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
That was one of those things when the whole like charge, because the charges system was a fairly new thing. That's only been like there's a few spells that have it now. Spirit Siphon, like Shadowman Ags, Ricky Blink Strike.
Yeah.
There's only been spells, Shrapnel's another one, but this charge system's only been around Dota for like the last couple of years. There was never any spells in Dota 1 that had charges, I think.
Yeah.
It only started existing in Dota 2, and not even at the start of Dota 2, and that seems to be something that more and more heroes are getting, this charge system too. Let's give it to Cuddle, Chakra Magic. You get charges, you build them up, team fight, you can suddenly give 3 different heroes Chakra before they go in, and then they get shorter cooldowns, boosting mana, and then spells go flying everywhere. That's the dream. Or you Chakra, you use a spell, and then you Chakra him right away. He gets like you get like a quadruple Quill Spray in a row, all with 0 cooldown or something ridiculous.
There is still, even as it is right now, fun little synergies you could take advantage of with Chakra Magic, but sometimes I just feel like things you'd only pull pubs to dominate a laning phase and quickly could just turn into one ponies. But hey, you never know. It may be able to get you by in one game as a back pocket strat. But it is what it is. And then there's Dazzle, who is just, he's balanced.
Speaking like of heroes that just always have been there for forever, Gyrocopter, that hero has not fallen off.
No, Gyrocopter.
He's been the most relevant, like top tier competitive hero for a long time.
Yeah, Batrider 2. There was a brief period where he wasn't in use.
Yeah,
like maybe during that troll jug sniper era for a while, but
even like TI era, he wasn't like a top big
TI4 I think was like the only TI where he wasn't really relevant at all, felt like, but yeah, Wisp as well seems to always be somewhat relevant. ROTK's back. This pause is almost as long game number 1.
Ooh. As long as the Vici Gaming eHome series at least.
Did you get a chance to check out the new battle point / compendium thing on Dota? Did you pick a path? Did you go on your journey, your quest?
I'm personally killing esports. I have not bought my compendium yet.
God.
It's I'd like to have a day where I can read through it, like buy it. I'm not gonna buy it until I can like read through and learn everything. Like I could buy it now and then I won't
It's a
read
lot
it for
to
a few
take in,
days. So, yeah,
but
so
I tried my first game. It was like get arcane boots by 10 minutes, and I kid you not, I got them at 10:01. Like, and then we lost the game anyways, so it was a
Oh, is it the
disaster.
same in the past where you can't just complete, but you have to win the game?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. And then you get lots of, virtual chips.
That always annoyed me at the chess where like the quest system. It's like you do this quest, which is maybe really hard, and then you lost the game, so it's like shit. I gotta do it again.
Yeah, it's just like that. But now you got the chips. You could tip a teammate. Hey, buddy, thanks for killing me. Have some virtual chips. Boop, boop.
But then it's taken out of your pocket, I guess.
Maybe.
Oh,
I haven't been able to
straight
tip
into it,
anyone. That one game was so bad.
Oh.
I tipped myself. I tipped my fedora, and I just got the hell out of there.
You know, I'll give him a command, but I'm not giving him any of my coins. Which, look, he's not taking away my coins, which I can buy hats with. He can have a command.
I bet streamers could abuse that. They're like, hey guys, let's have in-houses, and they all tip me. Tip me, everybody. And then they got this like reward card system now. I don't know if you noticed that, where it's like, I don't know how often it's
Look at
supposed to
this
pop
Lena,
up, but it'll show you
blowing
like
fire.
commands and everything, and
That's fun
she looks
stuff.
fabulous.
That's a good free
Oh
shot.
my goodness, are we gonna have a Dota
30
game? It looks like we're gonna
seconds
get
to
back underway. ROTK has thrown out his old computer, brought a Macintosh, and we're ready to go.
And hopefully he's done throwing altogether.
Yes, that would certainly help for game number 2 here as we get underway. Believe it or not, only negative 10 seconds into this one. We'll see. Attention towards the top rune, it looks like. Morph, who doesn't want to get involved at all, is just, chilling in the safe lane. He was probably scouting out what the offlaner could have been up to if blocking the
Offlane
cannon.
Void's like free rune,
Uh-oh.
sure.
Stun out early, but
Double bounty rune, the dream.
I mean, that's a win already here for LGD. A good confident start after a hard game number 1.
I think in 6.85 it was like, the past patch it was something like 65, 67% win rate for teams who got double runes. So,
And then it was the double in first blood. It's more
Yeah.
of a guaranteed win, but all right. So here we're gonna have already what looked like crit. Not even bother with the landing stage. He's like, I want to get the first flame boulder in. If it connects, we got a kill. It connects. Will we get the kill? With a soul siphon and with an orb of venom, it looks like it may be the case. But would you know that the support Sven and he gets off a nice little stun hammer, and he has just saved the life of Lena.
yeah.
All right.
And Lena was actually
Oh.
sub 75 HP. That fairy fire saves her life as well.
Whew.
MMY, what a guy, what a
What a
teammate.
Yeah. I mean.
RTK is like, where were you last game? And why
MMY is an Earth Spirit player himself. Just knows,
Yeah.
like, if he's not in that lane, he's looking to jump that mid, jump that mid laner. So he was at the ready. It just saved the life.
Quick
Yeah.
step by Earth Spirit, no problems there. He's low HP, didn't have much HP regen, says, I'm not going to waste my time.
That's the hit though to Earth Spirit, man. Just like Night Stalker has a lot of a quota to reach on that first night, Earth Spirit has a quota to reach in the first 5 minutes of the game. Love to lead in with any sort of early pressure to kind of give your team the advantage. It doesn't even have to be a kill, but it's enough to kind of force them out from the lane, then you're going to be off to a hot start. You see Fly here, dancing around with TK a bit, but
8 tangos, poor Mencha. Well,
All right,
he had
so-
8 tangos. He's now down to 5, but
Silas
He's-
says his computer's broken. He would like a Macintosh apparently or something like that, so he's going to reevaluate his situation. Looks like
sup.
sup. But OG always was a bit ripe. It's a long day for them. They're
Anytime
ill.
I see the word sup, I just think back to like high school, middle school, where everyone would be like, ooh, saying like, what's up was really cool. Like, it was like, what Super Bowl ad
Was it like
from
a
a while
was
back.
it Doritos? No, I can't remember the commercial.
I think it was a beer commercial. It was a Budweiser or I think it was Budweiser or one of those American beers where those
the
are
kids
the
right now do not know that commercial
Yeah.
at all. That's for sure.
there was like a dog on the moon and he's saying, what's up?
Yeah. Oh, look at that! Taking him on the front right now. Miracle making a move. That's in a living room, but this could be killing. Oh my god!
2 starts where game 1 left off.
I just like the first thing that comes to mind is like this can't be happening. But all right, ROTK. We'll look to shake that one off and make a return back here once more.
Right.
Let's see here. Dazzle getting in on the roaming action.
He took longer before he went down. He survived.
Siphon, roll.
Whoa, swing at this.
Too far out.
Good turn.
Crit's got level 2 though.
go
Boulder
on.
smash is there. They get the Dazzle down.
Orb of
MMY.
Venom. Paying off there. That's slow.
Get him. All right. Double kill for your support, Sven. It does cost them their Lady Lena in the mid lane, but MMY is like, I am the bodyguard of this lane. Stop it.
Yeah. And it's been such like a high octane mid lane. It's not like Nukel's winning this lane. His CS is pretty lackluster right now, so like having it there on Lina, it's not like you're being out farmed and you go down as well. Lina can just TP right back in and continue as if this mid lane's still. The mid lane's very even between Lina and Death Prophet still, so the support casts for LGD paying off with their rotations.
And even though LGD did hand over first blood, he is getting a lot in his off lane. 11-3. You compare that to Moon, who's 2-0, might have just barely got his level 3 by this point. You know, so he does still have plenty of momentum coming his way. There's going to be much, you know, as the game goes on, that's going to be on top of him. A Dazzle alone, certainly not going to be one to zone back. Crit persisted though, man. He is still camped at this mid lane. MMY too, though.
Yeah, it's like you look around at 3 lanes. The safe lane, it's there's a carry Terrorblade with supports. The off lane's a Void who can time walk away. The Lina mid is very vulnerable and doesn't have greatest. It's the ideal hero to be ganking, but Sven camping this mid lane and looks like we'll find a kill. Nicely rotated from MMY. In the past it was like trading kills. This time it's just straight up setting up a kill and helping out Lina.
Team really read that situation well. It was about the 4-minute rune, you know, figuring maybe like crit, and they had that. Oh, they had the ward, so they thought crit hit into the bottom rune. They're like, yeah, they just get the jump on the Death Prophet. So very nicely done there. MMY is like, you got that Ursa, but I know what you're going to be up to, and that's what I'm talking about, man.
Early game CS looking very good for LGD.
All right, so the rich continue to get richer here in the laning stage, and it's going to be us to look to OG to find the bounce back play. I think Crit here might need to take his business to a different lane for a potential setup, but they're not very good options elsewhere is the problem.
Yeah.
Mid lane is his one and only.
You roll in a Void, you haven't got the necessary stuns or silence to be able to kill off the Void. He can always time walk away and block some of the damage, and he's already level 5, so it's 3 points in the time walk. It lowers the cooldown quite dramatically, and
this is where I would think of funny little side extra plays. Earth Spirit's got a lot of utility, can always rolling boulder in the mid lane, let's say, with the range creep. Yeah, look at other options there to see if you can kind of, you know, find some side farm for yourself. Just saying.
He'd love to be able to get levels here, and it's kind of hard when you have Death Prophet and Morgan. Neither of these heroes rotates well into the jungle, so you can't easily free up a lane for Earth Spirit, which is something you often see needed to do. When you have these heroes like a support who gets value out of his level 6, you want one of your cores to be able to swing into the jungle. Lina level 6 now, so all it's going to take is one Sven stun, and suddenly we're looking at
Moon is
a kill.
Rotating around, but yeah, he's got to be careful. There's a ward on that ground. The second he goes down those stairs, he'll be spot out.
Whoa, Morphling build going very funky. Morbid Mask, Acula, Velvet Skin.
A little bit of everything here. He's opened a thrift shop.
Time is money.
Definitely adding his own flair to the Morphling.
Hey, he did it with the Alchemist, right?
And that's what I see like OG picking Morphling. I'm like, oh, they're taking a page out of like what the Chinese team's doing, and I see this build. I'm like, no, this is OG putting their own. Like Miracle played this Morphling and wanted the hero for himself, and has a different idea of how to play the hero when he goes for a build like this.
What do you think about his ideas so far, though? Where's he going with it?
It's more farm oriented, not going for boot, going for treads. Basically, is much less skill potential. The Morbid Mask is about sustaining the lane and also being able to jungle farm. And we talked about Earth Spirit having lane to farm. Well, when you've got a Morbid Mask Morphling, he can actually swing into the jungle for a bit and free up the lane, or even just have that sustain and be able to just farm that much better. So
they may just have to do that soon too. Get crit somewhere so he can farm up, because if you're gonna need to rely on something like a silence to be able to get these kind of a picks, then you're gonna need the levels. So we'll see what they do. ROTK looks like he gets a nice little D-ward in the lane. Makes him a bit comfortable. He's actually almost to be level 7 at about 7 minutes in.
He's actually crushing.
Yeah.
Like we can say what you want, like he gave up first blood, whatever. Trading a first blood for being level 7 at 7 minutes in with 18 CS, like this is a dream offlane start, considering he's against a strong dual lane and Morphle Dazzle.
Here comes trouble. It doesn't look like they have the vision about it right now. Moon has just parked himself inside. Here come the Terrorblade Illusions, and they're going to be scouting him out as MMY looks to approach here, but Moon is quick to TP out. They will make their way to safety, but they will just segue this momentum into a tier 1 under pressure. That means No Tail can pop out the Exorcism now and go for a trade towards the mid tier 1.
TP to the tier 2, I think they're actually looking to push in mid lane.
Can they do it?
And the TP to the tier 1 is still going to be that short duration.
Okay, tier 1 goes down up. And it looks like they might get the catch up fly here. They lead him with the Laguna. Great!
Enough damage though.
Fly goes right for the TP, and he should be. But Crit was ready to kind of give him the space if necessary. Well, No Tail makes an approach for maybe. Not going to get him though.
That Laguna was like 10 damage short. He used and he survived on 10 HP and was already cast in the grave. He didn't get any right clicks or follow-up spells off.
What is the Dazzle holding? So I can say value that.
Value branch?
Value
branch?
Value. What does Dazzle have so I can say the value? Okay, whatever. Thank you, Rob.
Value wand.
Value wand.
Value plus 4. Saved his life.
Maybe he just put the one together. It could have been a value circle before that.
True.
But
It could have been the value branch.
you're right. Well. So with that, first Laguna is going to be a bumped at that point, but they still have a big Chrono to work with here. A lot of team fight.
Dire's bottom tower is
So
under
Chrono, you've got Death Ward coming later on. Lina, throw a lot of nuke damage. Terrorblade Metamorph, not bad. But I imagine they're going to try give Witch Doctor some space to either pull farming up the jungle to get level 6, and that it may not be. It's either going to be level 6 Witch Doctor rotates the offlane or joins up with the Void to get a kill, or Void swings like mid to kill the Death Prophet or Laguna. So they don't want to just sit with the laning space static and not using Chronosphere. They want to try and get some kills soon while Death Prophet is very squishy.
Does feel like a lot of time that Crit is kind of hanging around the mid lane here. Eventually you are going to need to find your own way. Uh-oh. Here comes trouble. MMY maybe. Back on the move, they got the Laguna in the pocket ready to go.
There's 4 heroes for
Dire's
OG
middle
mid though.
tower is under attack.
They've got Dazzle there, they've got Shaker on the high ground, they've got everything they need to protect Death Prophet. Fissure, Grave, Earth Spirit's even there with the Boulder
They see
Smash.
Moon there, they have the ward up on the other side. Gonna get the quick stun, quickly, but again, gonna be coming up just a bit short. They get the Grave and get out. That's gonna be 2 straight Lagunas just nullify out, and oh man, another swing and a miss. Strike 2 for LGD.
Yeah. That's really unfortunate for LGD. They're still doing fine. This isn't setting them back by any means. It's more just preventing them from pulling ahead, because I feel LGD are
Dire's
farming
bottom
well.
tower is
Their
under
core
attack.
are doing what they need to be doing.
Is it essential for them to be able to be pulling ahead? What do you think about as the game progresses and you're looking at farm Morphling against a farm Terrorblade? If they end up just going up evenly, which one stands out better? Is
They'd
it
like
to be ahead?
They'd like to pull ahead because they could push and break the base very fast with Terrorblade. So if they pulled ahead, it could be a situation where they just never look back. But I think staying kind of on evenish terms is okay for them, because Terrorblade's going to power farm with this treads Yasha, Quelling Blade, and they can still hit this game timing where they've got this Terrorblade Metamorph and they group up. They can fight around the Lina Yule Scepter. They haven't even used Chronosphere yet, so you look at the team fight of LGD with Chronosphere. It's going to be a lot scarier than OG don't have a big team fight spell coming online anytime soon. A Shaker Blink doesn't come online until 16 to 20 minutes in. Earth Spirit Magnetize is going to be slow because he's a support. So the LG will have the team fight advantage based on the Chronosphere for quite some time. So they don't have to pull it out. They're still going to have a better mid game, but if they pulled ahead now, they'd be smooth sailing for quite some time. So
It'd be more on them just having to drop the ball.
the game would become very easy for them to play and execute, but because of the fact they don't get those couple of kills, it means they've got to really elevate their game in the mid game.
Looks like OG are going to be on the move here. They're looking to approach this top lane and get the catch on this Terrorblade if possible now. They don't want to go too quick here and risk having their smoke up too early if he is in the jungle nearby. Look at the defensive stance Sylar has here. Reading out maps, a lot of OG missing, no one in the mid lane. They don't even see anyone at the bottom because the Morphling's hiding out behind towers, so it's a very fishy situation. LGD look to approach the bottom lane if they can force OG out from the dark. And arcs have been picked up from Crit here, so he's able to reserve the gold, and now it doesn't have to worry about being more reserved with his mana pool.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And back to mid go. Okay, well, looking to finish what they started, it looks like on this tier 1.
RTK in position though, he's ready to lead with that Chronosphere. OG kind of have to avoid the faceless route, because if he goes somewhere and gets us a good Chrono,
Dire's
that's all the setup. LG, Death Ward, Laguna.
They have 6 on the Witch Doctor right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
DC?
he's
Okay,
dead.
so they got the combo.
Yeah.
And they set it up.
Dire's middle tower.
Minor Soul Siphon here for RTK. They get the stun though, and it's a bit of an awkward situation. Moon says, stop. We'll stun out a nice fissure. Awkward tension, but it looks like OG are going to be walking away with the Tower drop.
And LGD not fully committing because Terrorblade's actually farming and pushing the bottom lane, so they're kind of playing it more cautiously, and this is something LG's really good at, just taking the slightly more tentative approach because they know they're getting more out of the map, they're farming a little better, and like their carries 1,000 net worth ahead, their mids a couple hundred net worth ahead, their offlanes 1,000 net worth ahead. Every position like LGD is getting more out of right now, even like the same applies for the support, so every single role and player is like kind of a couple hundred
nice
gold.
little red,
Yeah.
green, red, green, red, green, red, green. And
It's always like
it's not
somewhere
Christmas. It's just it is LGD. Just every position getting just a bit more.
either a couple hundred or in some cases even more like 800 to 1,000 like for the carries. The offlaners is actually the biggest difference. It's 1,300 net worth going ROTK's way over the Shaker. But Shaker, all you need is a blink and then suddenly you've got that crazy playmaking capabilities.
Tower's helping a lot there. I'm sure G would like to be a bit more proactive on getting some of these objectives, but they seem to have to come after some sort of setup or pickoff here. MMY going deep for a ward. Sets one up. Right in the cross path right here.
And it's already been far more successful at support than what we saw at Starlight. Starlight was like 50 minutes and you're like, why did you figure support say what's this hero done? And seeing those counter kills at mid lane and
It's like he's there.
he's already
to
paid off.
not allow the Earth Spirit to do Earth Spirit stuff.
And it just
Not more than
later if they try and take a team fight and they have to find the X's, you pop that walk right and you can fully commit and not worry about Death Prophet blowing a hero up because they've got no armor and they're gonna be squishy. Terrorblade already has huge armor, you throw a Warcry in, you're even tankier, so the hero will pay for itself. Miracle Helmet Dominator, he's really kind of doing his own little thing on Morphling, completely different to every other Morphling we've seen. Every Morphling
innovator.
Lincoln's E-Blade, or at least Lincoln's into follow-up carry out. E-Blade, some have gone Manta, I would say, but
this guy's got 8,000 MMR points, and those are Morphlings don't.
Is under attack.
you know, 8,000 MMR, that's a thing of the past. I want to see a 9,000 MMR, come on. Who's gonna be the first 9k MMR player? That's...
Oh, I don't know who's thirsty for it.
It's not going to be a pro player. That's my prediction. Because pro players are too busy playing tournaments
I
and
imagine someone
scrims.
with not, no life.
What's going to happen is it's going to be a non-pro player and they'll get picked up pro team. Because that's like Miracle. Before they were playing on like semi-pro teams, like your Bolt Bear type teams, so they play a bunch of pub games and they're more motivated to play like MMR games and pubs. And then when they get picked up, there's not that like, oh, we gotta maintain my MMR anymore. Like, no, you're on Team Secret, you're on Team OG. That's what matters right now, not your MMR. Players like Badman or whatever, who's like 8.2 MMR playing Spectre or something. But, I don't know. 9k MMR I'm sure will happen sometime in 2015.
2015? 16?
16. Yep,
God, just living in the past. Here we go now, LGD looking to push this tier 1 towers. OG tried to grab something himself, LGD continue to grab something as a response. Kick stun, only gonna catch the illusion here, but Moon will just knock him on noggin with a bit of a fissure from the high ground. You know, it's pinch and poke, but LG are the ones kind of advancing the game forward a bit more. And, you know, they're in that kind of position where it just favors them that much the better.
And
Roche?
Yeah, they're in a position where Roche is, it's free. It really should be free at least. But huge team fight advantage just solely because of the Void, kind of talked about earlier, where like there's nothing that compares to the Chronosphere that OG can offer in a team fight until they have a Blink Dagger on Earthshaker. So Void just gives LGD the ability to take Roshan and win any team fight. Any team fight should be LGD favored right now, with Chronosphere comboed with Lina and Death Ward from the Witch Doctor.
You know,
Dire's middle tower is
this is
under
where you
attack.
see the difference in the timing windows available for something like an Earth Spirit when he's in core or support. I mean, now he has Magnetize, but the time for solo kills with Magnetize is not happening now. Whereas on a Wii position, when you're getting your Magnetize at level, or minute 7, you can kill anything and everything across the map.
And this is often the problem with Morphling drafts, is that they need some time before Morphling comes online. Terrible is a carry in a similar, but he can contest the lane a bit better. He can take Roshan with a Metamorph. He's a bit more potent just with an item or two. Miracle has an ulti orb. I'm curious to see what he goes for. Like normally Lincoln's, you think you go for the Perseverance first, but You get part of the reason you get the Perseverance first is because it gives you HP mana regen, which is Helm of the Dominator. It gives you HP regen to farm jungle and stay in the lane.
Definitely looking forward to seeing if he still has his take on that. Crit grabs up the bounty, will get stunned for it, and a Dragon Slave and a Laguna. So I hope the bounty was worth it. Crit is done, and LGD will grab the extra kill here. 4-2. It's not a high kill count of a game right now, but still a 10-1.
Important game. I mean, this is guaranteed top 3 here at MDL for these teams, and
$250,000 prize pool.
Yeah,
lots of money. Okay.
And for OG, like they want to stick around. This is their first and only practice they're gonna get on this patch before the major.
No Laguna and a support Sven going to God mode here, trying to see if he can right-click him down, and it might be enough.
They've got Chrono if they have to use it.
Okay.
They didn't want to use Chrono, but they had to use it, they would have.
A good pick goes their way. And
everything in LGD's control right now. They can keep pushing towers. Their lead that they've got is going to continue to extend. Morphling's picked up a recipe. Can we check the Morphling recipe that he's got on his stash? So Lincoln's it will be. So he's took a different kind of early game approach, but he will be ultimately going for the same Lincolns, probably into a Theoblade. We'll see if that's going to be the case, but
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It helped feel like it's still a lot on his watery shoulders for this kind of a game, and maybe once they get that, Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker and they have that kind of approach and the team fight going along with your Earth Spirit, they might be able to cause a bit of a ruckus enough, but
those shoulders not looking too sturdy right now.
Yeah.
Looking very, very liquidy.
Let's see though. OG down but not out. Aether Lens now going to be acquired for maybe here being able to close the gap that much extra, work around the Chronosphere, even if caught on the other side. Yeah,
Death Prophet's just going to be very neutered based on the Warcry blocking a lot of the exorcism damage and LGD having great burst damage to kill the Death Prophet quickly. So not only will the exorcism not doing a lot of damage, you can take it at you very quickly because you've got crazy burst from Lina, from Terrorblade, and Death Ward Chronosphere. You've got plenty of ways to kill off the Death Prophet.
Yeah, Fly better make sure he has that grave button at the ready here for this Death Prophet rather. And we looked at the core farm matchup right now. I mean, Miracle is, I applaud him for playing a lot of great farm across the map in a situation where LGD are kind of bullying the rest of the team away, but he's still, behind this Terrorblade, and as we see Terrorblade happy to go at these towers now, the march of the big mighty illusions now, being able to slowly wither them away here. OG know they just not ready yet for a fight. They'll just try their best to outspam and keep the push at bay.
Well, TB going pure stats, survivability, Manta, Scotty, it's the ultimate already, so nothing other than the only other thing you can get is the Lincolns, which is not good against this draft, so it's going to be Scotty for Terrorblade, and he wants pure stats, boost up his illusions, boost up his own HP, and Morphling just now picking up Lincoln, so still has to farm up that next item before he becomes a big threat in these upcoming fights.
And it looks like the Aegis will expire with that. They were able to get a lot out of it with the push, and you can see the rewards coming in bit by bit. LGD with over 7,500 net worth advantage XP at the same. And the Blink now acquired here for the Faceless Void. This setup initiation is just going to get absolutely ridiculous here.
And RTK, giving up First Blood, has not died since.
Yep.
And at the same time, like,
has not killed at all.
He's not. Who has killed? It's 5 for LGD. It's been all like Lena's only been in 2 of those kills, but 2 or 4.
MOI got that big double kill mid lane.
Yeah, the mid lane has been where a lot of the attacks happened. The Sven so far has been the playmaker. I mean, the early game playmaker, and the mid game has been a slow farm, secure Roshan, secure objectives. LGD's taken 5 of the 6 out of towers, so LG has not said, oh, let's farm and play passively. They've been putting OG on the back foot, and OG have said, instead of trying to defend and hold their ground and fight, LGD said, okay, we'll give up our territory, you take this tower, we'll fight you later. So it's been OG deciding to just give give up ground, give LGD towers, and play towards the late game.
He's made Earth Spirit flat out be a non-factor to this point in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he had 90% win rate. Absolute non-factor right now.
So much goes back to like
they stopped his early ganks. It's like, now what do I do? I have
He's
nowhere else to
survived
go.
on like 50 HP that one time. When the Fairy Fire saved him, the Sven saved him, and the Fairy Fire saved him. Like, if that you get that on the Lina, it actually changes quite a lot.
Oh, Yule's catch here. Looks like
Kill!
fly. Will the bird take him out? Nah, not even gonna get that. LGD find their next pick. Enhance their kill streak up to 6. To the 2 of OG. Miracle. Continuing to try to play like Lakel style more right now. Just farm. Farm.
I mean, it's all LGD right now. But when there's that, all it takes when you've got this slow-paced game with not many kills and OG keeping up in farm, they're not on par, they're just slightly behind. It's one fight to go wrong. LG to slightly overextend going for a high ground push. LGD to rush going for a Roshan and have it get contested and go badly. One good exorcism fight, one good magnetize, and suddenly Morphling, you win a fight and then the game tips on its head, and Morphling becomes like a beast. So this is a very just tipsy-turvy game for LGD, and I think they recognize that. Yeah, we're in control, but all it takes is it's all we're in control, and it's going to be a few bad fights. It's one fight. This is a one-fight game where one big team fight's going to decide whether LGD win the game or suddenly a huge swing goes OG's way.
We saw MMY pick up a mech, which would only like encourage the idea that LGD may be coming together as a team fight and push forward. Comes after his arcanes, and when he picks up these greaves, I mean, you're looking at a team like Dead Prophet, Earth Spirit, lots of silence. You can easily debuff.
It shows they're a little bit scared, or at least being they're showing a lot of respect to OG, because it's not like a flashy playmaking item. He could have gone for a blink for initiation. He could have tried to transition to a carry, but he says, let's go for a very safe, stable item, a mech. And I mean, combos well with the arcane boots. You've got the mana pool to sustain it. It transitions into the greaves, but going for this on a hero like Sven, suggesting that LGD want to make sure do not lose that one crucial team fight at all. And this game is building. This game is just very much been 25 minutes of build up to that first big team fight, which is yet to happen, and could well happen with the next Aegis for LGD. It's either going to happen like at the Roche fight, or probably, I think, more likely after when LGD have Aegis and OG have to defend high ground.
And OG are still holding the farm as much as they can. I haven't seen Miracle's Morph really drop below 1,000, but of a difference.
They've kept up really well.
It's still split like red, green, red, green, red, green. Like, it's not like really LGD are trouncing onto them, and they're the team that have taken a lot more objectively. So, you know, including Roche, some extra towers and everything, and still OG just have the patience to continue playing the economy game.
The farm's kept up. I'm just worried because like some of those cores, like Death Prophet especially, get negated by a support spell, the Warcry.
Yeah.
The team fight favors LGD, so they've done a great job keeping up in farm, but I don't think they can use that farm in a team fight scenario because they just get outclassed by just the hero composition.
Death Prophet gets her own ulti orb here. Another Lincoln Sphere? Scotty? Sheep? Or Manta? Those are the items that an ulti orb goes into.
As soon as I see ulti orb, I'm thinking like defensive item. Death Prophet wants defensive items. Lincolns. I'm like, why do you go Lincolns?
Two
Laguna?
Coconut, hate Laguna.
Laguna, Sundus, Stormbolt.
Maybe just... Yeah, I don't know.
Not... And it's not going to be a Skadi, it's not going to be a Manta, it's...
So Sheep or...
Sheep is like the aggressive, I need pick-off side, and OG are not in that position, so it's almost got to be... Something's on the courier, what is it? Lincolns.
Lincolns.
Okay, so
Double Lincolns. They'll never suspect it.
It's a very...
For himself?
Odd
for Morphling,
but it's a defensive item, so it fits the bill. It's just not the defensive item. You'd expect more like a BKB or a Octo Plate Mail, Shivers, your standard DP items. But
all right,
all it takes is one block on.
See, with OG, we have not been able to see them as a team come together, do something offensively in quite a while, but they have, nourished themselves. Built the farm. Now it's their time. They move in. They lead him with a big dunk right now. Follow up. Got him. Kick. They can the stun, got the silence, they got the kill, and it's ROTK again.
No chance for a time walk, no chance for a chrono.
Woo! Does cost him an Echo 4, but hey, they got him down.
That's the first Echo in 28. Is Echo even a cost right now when you use 0 Echo Slam 28 minutes? Like, that's... If anything, it's like using a fissure right now. It's using an Enchant Totem. It's on a spell he's been using, so... Happily go through that one. This is still very winnable OG. They're gonna play for the ultra late game. Find pickoffs, slow down the LGD tempo. Morphling not gonna go for any. I don't even go for any shotgun builds. I'm about to say gimmicky gimmicky build, but it's very much the standard build more than anything. But he wants to go for the pure right click carry build. Get stats, be able to fight well.
And they're like, crit can't, this is a fail Earthshaker game. Can't, certainly not. But you get the 8th lens, so you have a lot more range to work with when setting up stones, game out, taking people away, rolling further away.
I think it's 8th into like what Hags probably.
If he man get access this game, then yeah, I mean
you're sweet. Against Void, it's great.
It becomes way difficult to move in for a high push with that kind of element in the game.
Eagle Song, and I think react to the Morphling going more right DPS build. He's like, oh, you're not going to go shotgun? Well, I don't have to go BKB then. You see shotgun morph, you're thinking BKB on terrible, but BKB less
and you
essential.
Get Atos what on death? Help with the butterfly. Otherwise, the
30-minute Atos not so great. More likely I mean, he's got Lincolns. He's already got items I did not expect. So
yeah,
it kind of
we'll need some way to deal with it. Otherwise, they're not gonna have much to kind of give me your life.
RTK.
Oh, these guys got technology and science, and I love it. That's cool.
Woo! Now we're talking.
That's
Dota 2. Oh,
that is some scientific shit right there. I love it.
Fucking science, man.
That's great. Wow.
That's the strat.
Lots of Terrorblade plus Faceless Void coming in the future here. Alright. Well, not enough though firepower to keep the party moving forward here. They do still respect the mighty defense here of OG. And we'll have to wait till they either get this kind of premeditated via a good pick-off or team fight, or until they feel like they have that much more, item slot action happening. Or maybe the next Roche, you never know. Gotta play it slow here. It's upper bracket life for LGD, so they want to have a smooth sailing experience into Victoryville, even at the cost of a very passive game. Look at the split pressure though. Morphling creeping down. It's got another ult orb here, so 2 Lincolns coming.
2 mats, please, please. He's got double mat.
He's like, I want to get
stop
every.
Stop
he's gonna
Everyone
follow it up.
knows going double mata here.
Okay.
That device is like,
yeah. It's like I want every ult orb item in the game. Lots of stats here. These two, it's like a a final boss battle between this Morphling and Terrorblade.
The Morphling is overtaken for the first time in this game too. That's actually.
It's Miracle Dota, man.
Yeah. And Moon, yeah, he's less fun than a Void, but it's Earthshaker. This is like a big-time playmaker. All it takes is that one crazy blink echo, and
I mean, hell, even Big Daddy between him and Linus.
Yeah,
very close, neck and neck.
Yeah, getting closer. So, in terms of overall farm,
got him, and the silence, and a follow-up silence with a Soul Siphon. No, okay. That would have been a bit ambitious there.
This tower's been chipped away, then 30 seconds on Aegis. LGD, you may just have to. They're going to back off and say, yeah, we're not getting anything substantial out of this Aegis push. Or you're going to build an act. It's one of those items like, yeah, it's a core item on Void, but you look at a game like, you think, how many times do you really use Chronosphere? Like, are you actually getting value out of an act?
It's turned one of those games that it could be a quick one and done kind of a thing. So,
yeah. It's just something.
Might want to get a refresher. So you just have 2 Chronos right for that one fight.
It kind of makes me think, like, yes, there's cookie cutter builds. Your sand builds are always good, but considering there's been no team fights this game, we're looking at 32 minutes, 9 kills. A lot of people probably spam your snooze buttons in the chat, and realistically, having a shorter cooldown on your Chronosphere does not make a difference in a game like this. It's not going to be a deciding factor. So to me, there's a lot of other items Zoid could get more value out of. Like you mentioned, the refresher. There's to me other items like BKB. There's
Man, LGD were eyeballing them there. Like, we'd love to go on them. OG's missing. They're hiding behind
he's
him
going
here.
for another ulti. Scotty now. It's actually Scotty or Hex.
Ulti or
Hex, probably.
like on sale today. Come,
Yeah.
come on down, pick it up, warranty included. OG gets special. This is crazy.
Let's say for what is it? LG had an ulti promotion? Terrorblade or something. Some shit.
He used to have one. He used to have two.
Yeah.
He also is
Scotty,
all about the ulti orb life. Stats, man.
How many
the
ulti
gains.
orbs have been bought this game? There's been more ulti orbs bought kills.
You're right.
Morphling alone is 4 ulti orbs.
This guy's got balls.
More when the ulti to kill ratio favors the ulti orb, something is wrong.
I gotta applaud OG. They're playing a wonderful turtle game. You know, now it feels very just disciplined, passive, and they continue to just trickle in the money where it is available without overextending themselves too far. They do overextend, like, you know, it's a morph thing. He'll be able to have that ejection button. But for the others, there was a couple of pickoffs, but not nearly as much as you would expect. They continue to only work with what they know is available and safe.
Yeah, they're doing really well. Good against not WC, otherwise they may have been disqualified, but they're doing well.
Yeah.
Lena, Ags, Aetherlens, Yules didn't go for the blink, which was like the Aetherlens has become like super core on Lena just to boost up all your spell damage combos. I mean, it's great for the full combo, but normally we've seen like the blink in the mix because you get the increased Aetherlens blink range, gives you a good setup. You can kind of position yourself around the chronosphere. So a little surprised not to Lena blink, but ultimately Lena can now get that more late game oriented item, the BKB, the refresher.
By the time they break into a fight, this Fed might even be a core by that. This is, you know.
Ooh,
Look at
there
that!
we
I
go.
mean, that's where you can see that this
Ooh.
turtle game is slowly actually almost working towards the side of OG.
I think LG have been playing not using a Cronus here. How long it's been since we've seen a Chrono or a Laguna?
They like drafted themselves into a very great counter-fighting reactive lineup, which certainly paid off, especially in the mid lane. But you can't have that kind of a game all the way through when you're going against a Morphling and a team that recognizes where the game is going and begin farm up. I mean, eventually LGD certainly must make something happen, and we actually see OG, the team on the smoke and the move.
Smoking towards the whole. Oh, LGD actually grouped this fight. They're ready to fight.
Crowd around Morph, or no, I guess not. No, it looks like
LGD might be
coming down mid lane here. They started the parade. They figure the other two side lanes aren't too far pushed back, and as they see Replicate on the top lane, I don't know if they're going to accidentally make the jump on the Replicate, or they're waiting to see if he'll actually show up and make the jump. Oh no, those are just man illusions. I'm only looking at the mini-map and I see two illusions on top of each other, okay? Well,
you can't replicate your Morph illusions anymore. That was a fun time for Morph when you could you pop Manta and replicate your Manta. You push with like 3 illusions because you got replicate, and the replicate of your illusions has the full replicate damage, so it's really strong. And then that was like a sad Morphling there.
Oh, stun, and pop, kick silence, and that's a kill.
That's like OG's first kill in 25 minutes.
Yeah, well,
not a big kill, but
casual.
It speaks to the state of the game where OG acts in a position where like they can get kills now, and LGD are kind of looking lost, not sure what to do. What's the plan here? Spen's like kind of getting fed up, roams around a bit by himself, gets caught out. It really is starting to swing OG's way.
Okay, as maybe gets the Yule off for Moon. Miracle goes in, just shoots the young lady down. And OG now getting themselves back up on the pedestal a bit here.
Yep. And I was thinking like a Earth Spirit Acceptor, like that's not going to happen anytime soon, and he's actually more than halfway there now.
Before that pick, I was going to say LG needs to do something before he gets that Acceptor. That Acceptor alone could just totally negate the Chronosphere. A big pickup on, let's say they finally get the catch on someone like Erico, well, enchant, kick him out from trouble, and it's over.
And OG with Exorcism with a super farm Morphling who's actually top of the net worth chart. Ready to go high ground. LGD perhaps playing this one a bit too passive, are suddenly going to find themselves on the defense.
This itemization from OG looking to be pretty damn thoughtful. I don't know how else to put it. They're creeping up in now, and suddenly it's OG on the offensive here. I like that. They stun the creep to get the stun onto Miracle, but he will commit in, gets the bump onto DDC. It's not going to be enough to take him down, and he pulls himself right back out.
Of the reflection illusion.
It was like a ghost.
It took me like a full second to like, what the hell is that morphing thing chasing him? I was like, oh, it's a reflection. It chased the replicate escape. Things you'd never really see kind of work in tandem in a Dota game.
All right.
So Butterfly and Morphling's not a hero you normally want to get MKB on. He may just decide to get it as like a 5th or 6th item here because of the Butterfly, but there's gonna be a good period of time where Terra has Butterfly and Morphling has no MKB. Oh, I say that he has 4.5k gold. He could just get it now.
Don't say that to Miracle. This guy will farm his way.
He'll do some
paper bag real quick.
And he'll do his own item build. He's not gonna go to any conventional stuff.
He's a trendsetter. All right.
I mean, RT has.
Oh,
he
walks
made
to Blink to Chrono, and he alone will not be able to do a whole lot. Man, suddenly Mood shows up, gets him dunked onto the backstab here, and Miracle says it's time to party, and he hits him so damn hard. The game begins to lag out a bit, but now No Tail getting conversion from the mighty Sylar. Save has come out. The Grave's going to be there, but what about Miracle? Is Miracle going to be able to hold on?
Snatched
He
by Boy.
runs up, and Boy crips in. Oh, the Thunder! Second 11. Well, Miracle though does get the big damage on the backside, goes into a dominating streak, and now it's No Tail turning it back. Soul siphoned out. Sylar continues to stand and plant using the back end of his metamorphosis, and he can't find a single target to just isolate and pick apart. They've only been able to get Moon. Now they'll be able to get Fly down. And he's making chase here. No Tail's got to get the hell out. Does he have a Yules at the ready to stop him?
39 minutes of no team fights, and we just get like a team fight with so many clutch plays.
Two grabs. Morphling's dead.
Tower
And
is
so
under attack.
is Crit.
2 insanely well-timed Graves coming out from Fly's Dazzle. Saves the Death Prophet, then saves the Morphling. And that Sunder on like less than 100 HP on Death Prophet, and the Death Prophet heals up from Exorcism. That teamfight was just nuts. And it's LGD who come out on top, ever so slightly.
There is a buyback here for Miracle. They're looking to get him to use it right now. Fly is already going to be back. Obviously, No Tail didn't go down. And do LGD now have the ammunition to make a push happen after the big commits they made in that fight?
Wait out.
Look like it.
And they've got their ultis, so it's possible, but
They're not getting that buyback out now, though. So,
ROTK snatching the Aegis in that fight. What a play.
but, you know, it's like, yeah, everything's going to be back now, so it's not like OG can just come back and then make a big push happen. Where is this list now in this game? Because now the Roche is just out the window. Wait, they don't have the Aegis still, right?
No.
It was
it was instantly lost.
So
I feel like maybe it's not as farmed
they're
as
back to
you'd
square
like.
one. The graph shows it too.
All right, we've reset. It's 0 minutes in. Everyone's equal on farm. The carries are equal. The mids are more or less equal. Off lane's similar-ish. But the one hero I think LGD were hoping would be more farmed at this stage was probably the Lina. Like if Lina was more like around the like 18 to 20k net worth mark, you're looking at a refresher or like some kind of follow-up item. Like having double BKB Laguna just makes such a big difference.
Oh, Crit did end up going down, but what is the Ags report on him? Is he close at all?
He already had 2 pieces, so he's got 3?
They need to get.
He has the open club at base.
He has got bottom lane to work with. They need to get him farm.
He's got 300 gold away from it. He's
Okay,
actually...
good. They got to get it if they want to have the best possible high ground defense.
And by best possible, you mean the broken high ground defense.
Yes. It's a tool in the game. If it's at your disposal,
you use it.
You use it. I mean, even for their own siege onto LGD, it's
Dota is not a gentleman's game.
You know, just like the mighty fountain hooking. It's in there, you use it.
Do what you got to do.
And that was against GG.
No, it was against...
Was it?
Tongfu. Tongfu.
Was it against Tom?
Yeah, Navi Tongfu.
Okay.
That was the TI3.
I'm thinking Liquid LGD.
Yeah.
Another big match. Ah, the old days. But
Multi-orb, probably more hexes. I don't think. I mean,
Orphan
Lincoln
gets his own
They've got a
butterfly.
couple. They've got 2. I don't think they need more.
this Terrorblade ain't getting a MKB, right?
Maybe. I mean, at some point you're like, you need to, I guess. As these carries go, it's just that 6 item slot, perhaps.
Oh, this game's gonna get crazy soon.
It really
Multi-orb
is.
for Moon? Is that what you already said?
Yeah, I'm like, is this another? I don't think you want another Lincoln. Lincoln's is not like a big. You've got 2 Lincolns already. You've got Grave. You've got Earth Spirit. You've got Earth Spirit with Axe. You've got so much defensive capabilities. You need the capabilities to kill heroes, which is Hex. So late game Hexes is going to be the name of the game for OG. I mean, for both teams, if anything.
You know, I'm surprised OG didn't consider pulling out this game, and it's obviously might be a bit too late now. Is something like a Lotus Orb? Oh,
Got him.
oh no! What's happening? Oh man! Oh,
BKB down.
okay. All right.
Not very gentlemanly.
And now OG are like, let's go. Chrono's down. They got coming in here. He could get a catch and kick someone out from the base. He might save it for defensive purposes here. He's got the pull, the basic pull at the ready if necessary. They can gladly go up there even without an Aegis and Siege. And if things get, sticky, he'll just get them right out. So now they come. Tier 3 to fall. And he's going to make it back in a way. That's all led from that.
Terribly actually desperately needs that MKB now because he's a lot of the damage that they require to kill Morphling. Lena's just going down too quickly in these fights. This is I mean, maybe he's one of those players who I don't really ever associate with having like kind of average games. I don't think he's actually done all too much this game. He's been very, very stick. Hasn't farmed all that well. Like if you're gonna have a kind of slow pace farming game, you'd expect a maybe hero, even a hero like Lena, to at least be at the top of the net worth or like around the 20k mark, and he's not there. So that's really kind of hurting LGD. And okay, there we go. MKB back pick up. Like he's just so essential in these fights. And
Oh, Glimmer?
Yeah.
Well, that courier came out of nowhere. I thought that was a rock. I thought that was a stuck kick from Crit. He flew out of
like,
nowhere.
what's that cosmetic? I know Valve's letting any cosmetic that gets submitted get into the game these days, but I've seen that one. Like, come on now.
I see Crit is not a quick cast user. Interesting. I only know it's because he did the self drop with the stone. You can't do that when you have quick cast. Okay. I feel like Earth Spirit is one of those heroes that you kind of can get a lot of value out of if you are a quick cast user. It just makes it a lot easier, a lot less clicks. But some people dead set in their ways. I think we also play Earth Spirit without quick cast, so it can be done. And well,
this game is so tense. Like we've had one team fight in 46 minutes, and it was not even won by either team. It was just like an insane team fight that no one won, and then the game balanced out again. It's been, I don't know. I feel like 46 minutes of just build up is what we've had.
It's hard because you can only repeat the possible win conditions for that moment so many times. I mean, there are factors that changed up. For example, that top lane fight where they try to make the attempted jump on the Morphling.
And neither team has a bad late game lineup. They both scale well. They both have good late game carries. Terrorblade, Morphling. Both have good late game kind of team fight and game plan. Yeah, like you've got a Faceless with Chronosphere. You've got an Earthshaker with his big combo plays. You've got a Spirit. So both teams have good late game. Slightly prefer the OG lineup because they've got better mobility. The Morphling who can do just what he did. He takes out T3 tower and he gets out.
What a hit and run.
Oh, I'm done. And I've just progressed towards taking a lane of racks.
That was like the Dota definition right there of someone just egging your house and leaving. That was took the tier 3. Thank you very much. 2 now racks is exposed. I mean, that is just the formula that if OG do take a big fight, that's 2 sets of racks.
So it feels slightly advantage towards OG, but all it's going to take is one big team fight execution or a key catch for LGD. And you could avoid with an Acceptor. That's the thing. I feel LGD have not been proactive enough trying to find those pickoffs, get catches. And on the side of OG, they've been incredibly good and just aware of any pickoffs coming their way and have avoided them. They've always managed to elude them. So
I'm gonna ask a question only because, and I don't mean to put you on a spot with something We don't know in these kind of situations, maybe. But if this Morphling, let's say, I'm nervous for him right now though. Let's say late game he decides to get a 7th slot Agnum Scepter, you know, and he's able to, you know, make the clone. If you remove the Agnum Scepter after, does it disappear? I mean, what if you want to create an extra duplicate of an like a fissure, let's say. Secondary fissure could be very useful. I just don't know if he loses it if he drops the Ags. I know we haven't seen that kind of situation a lot, so we won't know, but
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know how that works.
maybe an interesting late game meta for a Morphling. I would imagine he loses the illusion.
Yeah.
If he drops the Ags. Oh well.
I'm not sure.
Just a tidbit of food for thought.
Well, don't you turn into that hero is the thing.
You don't turn it. You just have it. Like it's a separate ability than his current ultimate. You turn into the hero. You don't turn into the hero, do you? I actually have not.
You
used
keep your stats, but you get that hero's like spell set.
Mm-hmm. But not items.
Yes. So it was like Ice used to go this offlane Morphling where he'd get Ag when he had an Undying on his team, so they could have double Tombstone. Like he would cast Tombstone and the Undying would cast Tombstone.
Mm-hmm. We'll see now. It's OG looking for an advancement here, leading with the offensive lead here, but the quick retort, no tail, he gets a chance.
Oh, the Earth Spirit!
Knocking into it. Oh no, but they caught a hold of Miracle on the backside and took him out.
I'll take that.
Much better trade.
I'll prefer that.
And he has no buyback for 90 seconds. To retreat is OG.
Exorcism's down. Well, it's up now, but it's been.
Oh no!
They can't fight with Exorcism. It's gonna expire and then.
Everything tumbling up. But did we say one and done? Because that might have been the one right there.
ROTK. He's returned after a bad game 1. You're gonna have a bad game 1 to return and have a good game 2. Dazzle's back, but Miracle not coming back anytime soon. Metamorph will be expiring.
Now no exorcism.
Oh gosh. It's the Earth Spirit, the Ag Scepter. Kick him into the fountain.
Probably on its last seconds of cooldown, but yeah, I mean, the Hail Mary kind of will play anything to stall out at this point. They'll still play on even down a set of racked, and they may have another life. The game doesn't seem to be done. And LGD already pulled back,
It's
actually.
50 minutes in, a 6-slotted Morphling just died. You haven't killed him. That's his first death of the entire game. You know, you think in your head, this Morphling, oh, his second death of the game, he has buyback. Like, you're not considering the possibility he doesn't buyback. So, LGD are so scared of a Morphling buyback with like an Earthquake, Blink, and Fissure, Echo Slam, stun them down as Morphling buys back and kill them all. That they don't go for the push because they probably would not believe Morphling doesn't have buyback right now.
He's just gonna be going for Lina here, and it looks like MMY will grab up the Shees. So it looks like OG are going to have another chance here. Only losing a tier 3, so I mean technically OG are still ahead as far as objectives go, but still just as tense of a game. And LGD now have kind of the ball in their court, with the ball being an Aegis here.
Moonshard for Terrorblade, but he's 6-slotted. Morphling 6-slotted. Both these carries have been kind of 6-slotted now for the last 5-10 minutes, or 5 perhaps. The Moonshard is that little icing on the cake. I don't think Morph has his Moonshot by yet.
I actually didn't quite see what happened. Was it, Miracle kind of committing on him, but realizing he committed into a full team while everyone else got zone back from the chrono and had to deal with helping Big Daddy?
I think he thought they were focusing all on the Death Prophet, so he thought he could just fully go in, waveform, and they just controlled him well enough such that he couldn't even rely on the Satanic to heal him back up. LGD. Whew. It's getting very tense here. Yeah. It's still weird. Like, it's one of those things where I feel like some of the time players are so set with like their item builds, like going for an Axon Void. Has he actually gone? You get the extra duration on the Chronosphere, but the shorter he's used like 3 Chronospheres in 52, like maybe 4 or 5 Chronospheres, but the shorter cooldowns never like come into play this game. So if he had it instead of an Ag Scepter or a Refresher or something else, it could be a bigger late game item, like a more high impact item based on the very slow pace of game we're seeing here.
Yeah, no, I agree. There certainly has been not nearly enough chronos per minute to justify the Ags at this point in time. Looks like we'll have a mild hiccup here, but we'll get back underway. It's LGD smoked up on the move.
Even an AC would be great here for the LGD side, something they don't have on their team. But Sven, like you're 52 minutes into Sven, no points in cleave. That's a useless spell. He's a full support.
Yeah, total utility knight right here. All right, they get the last outer tower down. All high ground from here for LGD if they want to move on forward, and I'm sure they do while they have the time remaining on this Aegis. It's a matter of building up the wind-up punch, and they're looking to connect on the chin. The chin of OG. Can they do it though?
No. It's one of those things where Aegis cheese, like they feel nice and they do that kind of psychological boost, but I don't know how much they're actually difference makers in a team fight scenario.
Yoink.
Like if it dies once, it probably means LGD are losing the fight and Lee's gonna die a second time. So I think LG have to approach this fight as if the Aegis is not necessarily a key factor, but they need to approach this fight like in a way that they have got to go to a good jump. They can't just be like, oh, we can be a bit sloppy because we've got Aegis cheat. They haven't got. Realistically, they don't have 7 lives. If they start fight off poorly, they're gonna get crushed.
It's a hard team to push high ground into too. I mean, they got to maintain proper positioning. You got to be wary of the echo. But if you're too split apart from the rest of your team, then you're gonna have a crit on your case, gonna pull you outway while they can. Yoink!
Again.
Yep.
Twice in a row, you break his Lincolns, he gets pulled out by the Earth Spear.
We just might see this continue on and on until the Aegis fires. It's on LGD to maybe mix things up a bit. I don't know what kind of crafty plan B you can pull out to kind of penetrate the fortress of solitude that OG has been holding right now.
If this was chess, it would have been like called a stalemate and drawn, and they'd be on the next game like 20 minutes ago, because it has been such a neck and neck. There's nothing has separated these two teams the entire game. They've been so evenly matched. The two lineups have interacted in such a way that neither team could pull ahead. Neither team could even find kills, for that matter. And here we are, 55 minutes in, and no racks taken. No team really feels that much closer to taking a lane of rack. It's less about the racks and more about just winning that one big fight and winning the game.
LG will just continue to kind of play this rinse and repeat mid-game defense until LG don't have the benefit of that extra life here. And where do we go from here? I mean, Morphling has the benefit from getting Moon Shard, I guess, so still has that to work with.
That's like such a small upgrade.
Yeah, for Morphling
It's whatever.
not the craziest thing ever. You could get crit of Blink Dagger, so it makes it more safe if you wanted to get a bit more ambitious with maybe using the Enchant Remnant.
Item-wise, I guess Lean is a hero who has some item progression remaining, or refresher type items. Boy has Lads, which could be replaced with like an AC.
This is going to be a long one. It is going to be very, very difficult.
It's either going to be a long one or there's going to be like one crazy fight.
That's what we said last time, gods.
It was like a half crazy fight. You know, it wasn't a full crazy fight. No, it wasn't the full multi.
Yeah, fair enough.
They need more cheeses, you know? They're hungry. We've been watching a lot of Alliance and said, we could be little mice, little rats too. And we need cheese. We need cheese to sustain ourselves.
Gotta start with the basics. Get these lanes out, past the river here. As they do this, OG do mid. Split off will take care of top.
I swear, like, all these supports like, man, I should have Midas this game. Freaking Resident Sleeper, where's my Midas at?
Alright, Boots Travel, shoe upgrade here. And White picks up his Blink, double shoe upgrade.
Okay.
Straight to bots 2.
A blink for Sven.
Offers that extra second life, you know. Die buyback. Bots back in once more. Uh-oh.
Dire's top
Rat
barracks
Dota.
are under attack.
Where's the
Dire's
backdoor
structures are
protection?
This is
Creeps even in the high ground there.
something
mid?
I would suspect from the other miracle. But
I don't even think Creeps on the high ground there.
you got some fair damage, it looked like.
Yeah, it was more like a why isn't this Rax healing itself? Isn't that meant to be back for
Is this going to
protection?
be that kind of a game, though?
Yeah. You could give that entire top lane of Rax and like nothing would change as far as this game is concerned.
All right,
Even if
Sheepstick for Lena now. So.
Yeah. Because Sheep, go get B.
Just gotta make sure you use it not on a Linken's. Oh, what I was saying before is I'm surprised that OG didn't consider, you know, picking up something like a low sword this game. Look at all these like crazy targeted spells now, especially now. Sheep sticks, you got the Sunder, you got the Laguna, Coconut. You can see coming easily.
It's a good Earthshaker item too. He went for that bigger option in the Hex, which has not. I don't feel like he's even used the Hex all game, but at the same time, if he had low sword, would he ever use that all game? There's been no fights, so
Yeah.
it's been a scenario where it seems less about the item choices and more about the fight selection choice, which for now both teams selecting not to fight. They're taking the Gandhi approach. We're not going to strike
Make
you.
love, not war.
Yep.
Morphling though pushing out this bottom lane. Looks like the new Roche is set to come soon, and LGD wanted to be prepared for it, dressed in informal attire to get their new cheese and extra life here, and make another attempt at the OG side.
Oh, everyone's left there trashing that Roche pit. That's just disrespectful. Poor Roche is gonna be coming back to life and be like, "What is all this crap in my
Litter.
pit?"
Oh, hey. Yum. And that's cheese down.
It's not even like a waste of cheese. That was the thing. It's like I look at him like, "Oh, he forced out a cheese." Doesn't matter.
Cool.
Doesn't matter. Wasn't, and for Morphling, he's not even thinking like, "Oh, this made him use cheese." That's a win. No, it's if he gets the kill, it's not even a very changing kill there. It's all about the big team fight. It's all about that kind of high ground defense / push.
Just too many factors at this point, though, is the thing. I just don't foresee at this point. For OG, it's more cheeky game plans, having Miracle, kind of get up in the face of LGD, you know, make them pull their own hair out because they have to keep kind of doubling back and dealing with this pesky little waterman right now, as you see right here. And then other than that, it's really formulate the team game plan for when LGD make their approach. Or should should OG consider
OGD
a contention at the Roche pit when it does come
up? I don't think OG care about contesting Roche because Aegis we're at that point where Aegis doesn't matter on a core hero because they're all 6 slotted. So if you're picking up an Aegis on a Terrorblade, it means you're dropping a very important late game carry item. So contesting Roche is no longer important. If you're going to the Roche fight, it's because you think you can win the fight. It's not because you feel like, oh, we're going to stop them getting Aegis and cheese. This is the stage of the game where getting an Aegis is going to go towards a hero like an Earthshaker or a Witch Doctor. These heroes who you're like your utility team fighters, because they're the ones who have that open item slot, and they're actually really important for the late game fight because of how much control they offer.
Alright, here comes LGD, a 4-man squad, smoked, hustling down the mid lane. They're going to be crossing path with OG. They committed deep. ROG going to get sheeped up. They sheep each other. No, they're not going to be there yet. Soul Sniper coming up. Can they stop the Faceless Man before he gets the chrono up? I don't know. It's lagging about. They're finally going to be able to get it down. They look to go for crit on the back inside. Siler BKB'd up, looking to go man mode here. He spots out the backstab here. Back on the other side, the first to go down is going to be the Witch Doctor, and that Metamorphosis Terribly, man. He's actually bringing it to Siler himself. He's going to end up going down. We'll have the buyback, now looking to early commit and boot to travel back into the fight. It looks like LGD may kind of have to be handing this one over. Miracle with the double kill.
Whew. Some great X usage. No Sunder coming off, the Void not getting the timing on the Chronosphere here. Like he eventually throws it, but it was kind of not the position or the time in the fight he'd like it. LGD will be forced to start going through buybacks, and they only have the one on the Terrorblade. This is still a 3v5 scenario, and Metamorph about to wear off.
And he's already going top. That's 1 Rax down.
Fighting without Metamorph is damn near impossible for Terrorblade, I feel. That's the one edge OG have in this late game, is that their carry doesn't care about any of his cooldowns on his spells, whereas a Terrorblade is very weak without ulti. Okay, I say that, but Morphling just dies to a Lina.
Yeah,
the Hex Laguna.
The Chrono Aftermath is there.
Morphling...
Crit was not close enough to be able to save.
I mean, so Morphling could buy back and go for the all-in, let's win the game, or he can just say, hey, we just actually took a couple Raxes, let's slow things down, like as they've been for 59 minutes until the last...
Look at Moon! He's actually going to look to finish off the top lane. He's up there.
Yeah, what a player. Range Rex down. They've taken 4 of the 6 Rex. Shaker now gets a refresher, and...
Nice. Yoink. Stun. What a good guy. ROTK, then look at this LGD
Is there chrono up soon or 20 seconds? He's got some time.
racing to the other side. Now they got to backpedal.
They want to try and force Morphling buyback just because the way for LG to win this game is to force Morph's buyback and then kill him again. But no, they're going to go for Roche. I just don't feel like the Aegis Chiefs is that big an objective for them. If anything, Morphling's buyback cooldown is more important than an Aegis at some point in the game. Perhaps considering that Terrorblade, having used his buyback, is such a important hero for them. I don't even know if... Okay, so Terrorblade, what's he dropped here? Can we see Terrorblade's items? Terrorblade!
Terrorblade.
He dropped something.
He's dropped his
Scotty
Scotty
now. I
now.
don't know if that was the plan. He's got 10k gold! He dropped boots. So he dropped his boots for Scott.
Oh, he has a rapier now. He
They're all
just
in.
sold the Scotty.
They are-
LGD.
So he has no boots, he has no Scotty. He dropped his boots for the Aegis, dropped his Scotty for the rapier, and refresh Lena, refresh Void.
Let's go.
If this doesn't work, I don't think there's a plan C. This is already the plan C. There's no plan D. Whatever comes after this is you lose game.
Yeah,
This
this is the towel being thrown in because it's over.
I
Couldn't
love
ask
it.
for anything more from LGD.
This is a great way to end this game, and something LGD have just kind of lacked throughout this game is just that little bit of gumption to go for that big play to win them the game. They don't care if Morphling gets mega creeps. They are going straight for the throne.
They've left home. They took all their stuff. They're not planning on going back there. If they go back, it's back with a parade because they already won the game. They're all in now. Coming down this mid lane.
Forget the racks. Go for the throne. Come on, boys.
Who cares if they get megas? They're looking to go right for the jugular. And
Great
somebody's
idea.
miracle. Oh, Chrono! Looks like it's gonna be a big swing and a miss.
Let's go refresh it. That's the slight
Do
consolation.
they know it's a refresher? Movement in. Silent gonna be stunned up. Moon gets pulled back. Get the grade. Trying to get the Thunder up, but he silenced him. Still alive and well. Laguna brings down MMY. MMY hands over the Thunder instead, and MMY is gonna be going down. Now, Miracle is still pushing into the other base as well as he's racing with Sylar. GG's been called because Miracle has done it, and OG have taken the series 2-0.
What a great defense from OG, and they played so safely this game, and they had to. They were the ones on the back foot for 55 minutes, and until they got like every stage of that game, LGD were one item ahead, and it was kind of like a slow-paced, passive game, but that's because OG had to play that game, and LGD didn't ever find the pickups. OG always avoided getting caught out. They managed just